Hey, there you are. Finally, you've made it to see the tour of my beautiful new home. Come on in, let me show you around. Well, I am super excited to show you a comprehensive tour, like you've all been asking for, of my new home. And I really want to take a second and appreciate two very important people in the build. Lots of people came together to help me build this house, but Jim Roofner from HPS Construction built this house on time. We worked together very collaboratively, and Jim, we got this done in right about 8 months, which is kind of a record amount of time, and under budget. And Cherie DeGier from DeGier Home Designs helped me with a lot of the design decisions. So let's go do the tour, okay? Let's get right into it. You come in this, very nice foyer with the double doors. And then over this way here is the guest suite. So this is a good place to start. One of the changes that I made to this house that I'm really happy I did was the window layouts. I said, no, they don't look right, let's take them out. And I put in those 10 little small horizontal windows just to give it a bit of a modern flair. The nice thing about this guest suite is there's a pocket door right here, so they have full access to their own bathroom. But that guest suite gets a lot of visitors that come and stay with me from high school and friends local and from out of state. Anyway, this is the playroom. I just had one of my grandkids over the other day, and I'm like, hey, do you want to go to the playroom or do you want a snack? He goes, well, I want to go to the playroom. So the playroom, very, very popular. That closet's jammed full of toys. And there's a spare bed in here, so it's an overflow for my guests. If I have multiple guests at the same time, I can accommodate it. People don't know, but this is only a 3-bedroom house, okay? It has the master bedroom, the guest room, and then we count this playroom as a bedroom as well. So it's a 3-bedroom house. It's about 3,900 square feet. People ask about that. Very open. So this is my favorite thing about the whole house. The high ceilings, which make it seem very open, and then just this beautiful view of the back farm, the back 40. You come into this great, very bright and sunny, we call it the courtyard area. That's kind of like a little courtyard. Lets a lot of light in through these windows. So I love just sitting in here and letting the sun beam in on a nice day when it's not cloudy here working like today. And some of this beautiful stone work was picked out by Cherie, my designer. So in between these beautiful stone columns and the kitchen is the dining room. And the dining room accommodates the entire family, which is growing bigger all the time. And so we all got together for Thanksgiving. My mother was here and all the grandkids and kids. So it's right there adjacent to the kitchen, part of this big open room. This is a room that was originally called, I think officially, the flex room because it could go in a lot of different directions. But this flex room was originally like a little office, had a little office table, but I changed it recently and made it more like a reading room or a conversation room. So if I'm having a party or an event, people that want to break away and have a private conversation, for example, can step in here and sit down. These are very, very comfy chairs I picked up actually at a consignment shop. These were actually used, but they're so comfy. And this just gets a lot of sunlight and it's just kind of a cozy little room. So then right here, between the office and the flex room, is another bathroom, full bathroom with a shower. It has a valve in here that's low and easy to reach. Typically a shower valve like handle like this would be in the middle and up high, but for little people, you don't have to get in the shower in order to reach it. So we always move the shower valves down close to the door and lower to make it much easier for any of my little people guests. And then the guest bathroom, come out here and lead back into the office. And always stop at this little wall here with some of my favorite family photos. That's where Jeremy and Zachary first rode on the tractor when we first bought the farm. They're probably not even 1 year old right there. Family photo with the kids. This is my office. So I have Everything from a little work table here where I'm able to lay out my plans. I do a lot of planning with architectural drawings, or in my main desk up here. Look out over the farm and the view. This room is kind of an expanded office, and what it leads out to what we call the mule port. So I'll show you this while we're here. The mule port, this is an exit door to my office. I come out here again, I'm talking about no steps. It's just flat, flat, flat. It comes out here. Now this is a curb, if you will. And this curb, I can hang my little crutches here on my little rig from that curb, and I'm off. And that is how Matt Roloff takes care of his farm business. But no step, straight over onto the curb. So this was all designed and engineered to where it's a straight step. Not even really a step. And then back in the office and back to work. So this is all built, this little bookshelf here. You notice all these books are down low where I can reach them. All the important books in my life. No, I got books everywhere. But these are books either that the family wrote. You can see Jeremy and Audrey's book over there, and my little Lucy book, my Against Tall Odds, the family books, all books right here that I need to access and get to some photo albums down here. So this is an important little, all reachable for me to be able to reach. So this door, check this out. See those pieces up there? They were in the trash pile. They were cut-offs from another project. So we rescued them, and then I incorporated them into this door, which you'll see from the other side is even more special. But this is a very big, thick, call it a pocket door, 5 feet wide that I've built. We built it out in the garage. Actually, Finn and I built this door. Creates this access way, or shortcut, I call it, into the back in the living spot. This was, in the original plan, a fixed wall, no door, fixed wall with shelves on it and some artwork. And then when I decided, wait a minute, that could be a shortcut into the office. And those wavy panels, almost like musical notes. That door is one of my favorite features of the whole house because it's just a beautiful way to be practical, gain access to that room. So I leave it open most of the time. I really struggle with some of these places where the TV is so high, you have to have an airplane pillow back behind to get your neck up that high. So this is my main chair where I sit. This is a custom chair that we built here in the shop. Thank you, Sven, for helping me with these chairs. And then I had it upholstered. But this is a custom little chair, just my size. I sit there, my remotes go here, and I'm able to watch TV without going up. It's just kind of the perfect height. And then I wanted the fireplace right on top of the hearth so you can sit in front of it and warm your back. So now I'll transition into the kitchen area. Well, let me stop at this table. This table was in my double wide in the DW, and I actually designed the house. I decided I want to keep this table in my life and move it from the DW over here. So I actually built a lot of this house, cut this island back to accommodate this very cozy table. So this island is a big oversized island. You can land a 747 on it, I think. It's great for average sized people, and all my grandkids that are average size, and my kids, you know, Jeremy and Jacob and Molly that are average size. But it's just a little bit lower so that it's not up here, it's kind of down here. But I don't use this counter very often at all. The cooktop was lowered a couple more inches, so instead of 34, it's 32 inches. This is down to 26 inches, so it's actually lower than most of my standard other lowered counters. So there's various heights here. This is way more important than the primary kitchen, actually, because this is my kitchen. We officially call it the Butler's pantry. But have you ever seen a Butler's pantry with a picture window that big and that kind of view? This is a nice low 27-inch countertop with my own sink here. This is one of those sinks that you just touch it and it starts. And I drink my coffee here, prepare my meals here, and have access to my sink, my toaster. I can look at, my mother, people don't know this, was a world-renowned China painter. So I have a few of her pieces stored up there that make me very happy to be able to look at and have those displayed prominently in the house. And I have my coffee maker, my air fryer, toaster, and then over here I have a little convection oven. I actually use this more often than the main stove because it's just a little lower, very convenient. Here I got all my spices. These are pull-out cutting boards. I got 2 of those, so I can pull that out, make my sandwiches out of my bread drawer. So there's a second refrigerator in the Butler's pantry. Lots and lots of cabinetry here. And then this leads out. It doesn't just dead end, but it leads out to the hallway, and super easy access right across the hallway to the main pantry. Very easy. And this is the access to the garage. Otherwise, we call it the mud room. It's not much of a mud room per se. It's got a nice low built-in bench here for me to sit down and take off my boots, a low coat rack, and most importantly of all, this door that leads out to the garage. So before we get to the master bedroom, I just wanted to talk for a minute about the exterior of the house. Coming out through the garage here, and this exterior is really low maintenance. So I have the stone, which is obviously low maintenance, and I have a horizontal siding, which is a concrete-based product. And this stuff is really special. Came out of Canada, called Diesel. Diesel, and it is on a lot of commercial buildings. It's in a metal and aluminum siding that's been painted. So these guys go out to exotic forests and take pictures, high-res pictures of all kinds of grains of wood, and then they print it on this aluminum metal. So it's got a lifetime warranty. Diesel, check that product out because it's really cool. I'm really super happy with it, and I used it for all my accents. So, but instead of real wood, which I'm a big fan of, this is aluminum product, so the maintenance is much, much less. So the roofing style is a hip roof instead of gables. It just really keeps it sleek, looks contemporary, and that was something that I had to be pushed into because I've always loved my gables. But the hip roof is low maintenance. What I really wanted to achieve and did achieve is that most often garages have a step to get into the house. I don't know, even houses that are fully accessible always have this little step or a couple of steps getting into the garage. This house, no steps into the garage. So the water still drains because there's a little bit of a slope here, but this garage slab is ramped up. I'm kind of pushing my way back. Just got a little bit of a slope, so the water's fine. You can hose it off, but there is no step to get back into the house. You can see just a threshold. I'll bounce over that threshold right here. Staying on my stool just to prove a point. So when I get out of my car and I roll back into the house, it is absolutely step-free. I'm gliding. So this is the master bedroom. Obviously, this is where I sleep. And I enjoy my view of the farm. Then I come over to the master bathroom, transition onto my heated floor, which I absolutely love. And I've got my water closet here, the big spacious bathroom with a jacuzzi hot tub. But this is what's really special is my shower valves are very accessible, very close. Heated towel rack. I've got shower heads. This one's lowered. I got a rain head up there. Again, the tall ceilings. And this flows into the master closet. One of my favorite spaces in the whole house is a very, very spacious master closet. I spend more time in here than I would have ever thought. That kind of surprised me. What I really enjoy about this house is the fact that this back window really opens up wide and I can really take in the outdoors. So I'm inside, but I can be looking at the farm. Everything I see out there is part of the roll-off farm, the back half of it. Come out here and I can either roll out or walk out, hang out here. This whole ceiling up here is all barnwood that I've saved for many, many years, 20 or 30 years. I've saved that barnwood. I cut those beams on the sawmill here on the farm. Those were just trees. So much of what's in this house was actually cut right here on our own mill. I never get tired of looking at this view. So that is a full-blown tour of my home. So I'm sorry that was a little bit long. Thank you, those of you that are still watching. Thank you very much for watching this home tour until the very end. I'm sorry to a lot of you that it took so long. I know I've been promising this for a while, but that's the home tour. Thank you to Jim and all the people that were involved in helping me put this beautiful home together. And I'm very comfortable here, and this is why I want to stay here forever. It's just the accessibility is amazing. So thank you all for joining me on this home tour. Love to you all.